Have you ever looked at your calendar or your mental to-do list and felt a literal weight on your chest? As ambitious millennials, we are trying to manage an impossible equation. We want to climb in our careers, study for high qualifications, maintain a pristine workout, cook healthy meals, keep up with our friendships, and somehow get 8 hours of sleep. We try to solve this by downloading a dozen productivity apps, color coding our Google calendars down to the minute, and waking up early. But at the end of the day, we still feel scattered, rushed, and exhausted. We currently stay trapped in this rushed era, constantly feeling like we're running out of time, yet we end up not getting anything important done. The uncomfortable truth we will have to face is that life is incredibly short. If you live to be 80 years old, you only have about 4,000 weeks on this earth. But the reason you feel like you don't have enough time is not because your schedule is totally packed. It's simply because you're fighting against human psychology. You are treating time like suitcase, thinking that you can just pack tighter if you use the right organizational tricks, rather than treating time as a fixed boundary you have to cooperate with. We are stripping away the toxic, do-it-all time management advice. Today, I'm going to show you the actual behavioral science behind why your brain panics when choices multiply, and give you a simple, non-preachy cognitive framework to make time for everything that actually matters to you without burning yourself out in the process. First, let us understand the science behind this. To fix the way we schedule our lives, we will have to look at a fundamental psychological principle known as the paradox of choice. Coined by psychological Barry Schwartz, this research proves that while we think having infinite options of freedom makes us happier, it actually causes severe mental paralysis and anxiety. When you look at your life and tell your brain, I will need to make time for everything simultaneously, your brain experiences a massive cognitive load. Because you haven't explicitly decided what to let go of, every single activity you choose feels like a sacrifice. If you sit down and focus on your studies, you feel guilty for not working out. And if you go to the gym, you feel anxious that you are not professionally available. This constant background guilt splits your focus. It destroys your attention span and causes what psychologists call time fatigue, which is a persistent feeling of being starved of time. You will have to fundamentally accept the fact that you cannot do everything at the same time. You will have to switch from linear juggling to strategic sequencing. And this is how you do it. Step number 1, the seasonal focus architecture. High-performing creators don't build flat, identical weeks. They create seasons. In behavioral economics, trying to do 5 major high-energy tasks at once is a recipe for diminishing returns. Your brain suffers from task switching friction, which is the mental energy you lose every time you jump from one context to another. If you're aggressively trying to build a fitness habit, study for an exam, figure out a job application, start a side hustle, all of it in the same 24 hours, you end up wasting half your day just trying to mentally pivot. Instead, you need to use the seasonal focus method. Look at your next 30 days and pick up a maximum of 2 core pillars that get your primary and elite energy. For instance, your current season might be completely about academic excellence and health stability. By explicitly telling your brain that this season is about study and health, you instantly clear the cognitive dissonance. You give your reticular activating system, or RAS, the permission to filter out the noise, allowing you to dive into deep focus without a voice in your head telling you that you should be doing something else. You will eventually end up getting everything done, but you are honoring the timeline of your biology now. Step number 2, the low friction default habit. Once you've defined your season, how do you actually protect your time to execute it? You have to design what psychologists call choice architecture. Most of us wait until 6 p.m. to decide what we're going to do with our evening. We finish our work and look at our blank schedule, and our brain, which is already suffering from decision fatigue, defaults to the path of least resistance, which is passive scrolling and streaming. To actually make time for the things that matter, you must reduce the number of micro decisions you have to make throughout the day. If your priority this season is daily workout or a study block, do not rely on willpower to make time for it. Decide the exact visual triggers the night before. If it's a study block, keep your desk completely clear with your laptop plugged in and your textbook open to the exact page you want to study the night before. And if it is fitness, place your running shoes right in front of your entrance door. You aren't adding massive pressure to your day. You are simply building a low friction slide that gently carries your brain into action before overthinking paralyzes you. Step number 3, ruthless subtraction, or the 5 out of 25 rule. To truly free up hours in your week, you will have to master the art of strategic neglect. Ambitious people love to collect project ideas and obligations. We say yes to everything because we do not want to miss out on opportunities. But a life with too many priorities is actually a life without any. And to fix this, we have this famous mental method called the 5 by 25 rule. Imagine writing down a list of 25 items you want to achieve or learn or do over the next 5 years. It includes everything from career milestone, learning a new instrument, or traveling across the country. Most people think their main priority is to focus on the top 5 and slowly chip away at numbers 6 to 25 at their leisure time. But behavioral science shows that the 6 to 25 number are your actual biggest distractions. Why? Because they are also the things you genuinely care about, and hence you justify them. They sneak into your evenings, bleed into your weekends, and subtly drain the focus away from your top priorities. You must start treating your numbers from 6 through 25 as your avoid at all cost list. Until your top priorities are completely executed and fixed, you do not give even a single minute of your day to the secondary ideas. True time management isn't about learning how to work faster. It is about having the emotional courage to say not right now to the things that are good so that you can say yes to the things that are essential. Step 4, the clean buffer rule. The final piece of biological time management is protecting your recovery. When busy overachievers try to maximize their time, they schedule the days with back-to-back blocks, leaving zero space for reality to happen. And then a minor emergency hits, your laptop updates, you get stuck in the traffic, or a family obligation pops up, and your entire beautiful schedule crumbles like a house of cards and makes you feel like a failure even before the day is over. To protect your peace of mind, you must implement the clean buffer rule. Every single day, you must intentionally schedule a 60 to 90-minute block that has absolutely zero agenda. This isn't a block for scrolling, and this isn't a block for extra chores. It is a biological shock absorber. If your day runs out or chaos hits, you use this buffer to catch up without destroying your evening routine. And if your day goes perfectly, you use this buffer for absolute guilt-free rest and active hobbies. By structuring a buffer into your daily design, you transition from a reactive state of fighting the clock to an active state of leading your day. And you stop letting time rule you. Life is far too short to spend it feeling perpetually rushed, guilty, and anxious about what you're not doing. You do not need to operate like an unfeeling corporate machine to build an exceptional lifestyle. You just need to cooperate with your internal biology. Define your current season, clear out your secondary distractions, lower the friction to start, and give yourself the grace of daily buffer. You have plenty of time to build beautiful, high-performing life. You just need to stop building all of it on a single Tuesday. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments what your 30-day season is going to be. Step outside your head, honor your current season, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.